Right, on today's video, we'll be taking a look at the Asmus Toys Ash Williams from Evil Dead 2. Now, this is quite a controversial release, really, because I initially pre-ordered the deluxe version of this because you get a base of like the cellar with Henrietta coming out, and you get a vice with a head, and it looked phenomenal. And the prototype that they put out, the pictures were incredible. It looked like it was a perfect Ash Williams. So I instantly pre-ordered it, and then a few months later, they started like the actual in-hand product pictures started going around, and it looked atrocious. And to be fair, even when they got to sending them out, they sent out some deluxe sets without like Henrietta had no hair. I think it's Linda's head. Her head just looks like a little Barbie doll. Like it's absolutely atrocious, to be fair. So I did cancel it, and then I decided I just wanted to get the regular because the figure itself, the Ash Williams, isn't actually too bad. I still think the deluxe base is pretty poor, to be honest. I think it's quite shoddy. But this, it's okay. It's good enough for a kit bash. That was my initial thing. So I actually picked up a recast of the Sideshow Collectibles head sculpt because I think that's a way more accurate sculpt, and they had them on eBay for like 40 quid or something like that. And I picked that up because the head sculpt to this just looks very cartoony, which you'll see when I get it out. So yeah, this is a very disappointing release, but once I got past the fume of it all, it's still worth having in the collection, to be honest. And I think it's a fairly good representation of Ash Williams. But my chainsaw's actually broke as well. It turned up broke, so that's another quality piece by Asmus. I got some money back off it, a partial refund, so it's not the worst. But I think I had to glue my chainsaw, so I don't think my chainsaw actually moves because it did have a little wire. You pulled the wire and the chainsaw moved, and it was quite sick. But the blade fell off mine pretty much instantly. I think I opened the box and it just come off. So again, the quality control on this figure just it wasn't there, man. It just wasn't. But yeah, enough talking about it. Let's just get into it and have a little look. Right, so we'll start off looking at some hands, and you've got the hand there. You've actually got some nice detail on these though. There's like it's quite gritty looking, quite dirty. Nice sculpt to them. So you've got that hand there, which again is pretty cool, man. They've managed to get some kind of detail on there, which is really nice. You've got a full fist, which is pretty cool, man. Again, nice and grotty looking. You've got another fist there, which that's exactly the same. You've got that sculpt, which I think that's for holding the shotgun, maybe. You've got this. And you've got no, that's the shotgun. That's the trigger finger. But again, man, just really nice sculpt on the hands there, and they are quite grotty looking. Really well made. And your final hand is actually it's not your final hand. And then as an accessory, you get this, which is sick, man. Little possessed hand. And they've managed to get some nice detail on the blood there. That looks quite nice with the glossy blood on the cut. Yeah, man, that's a really good sculpt. They sculpted the longer nails on that one. Yeah, man, that's really cool. Such a cool accessory, that. And we'll take a look at the base, which the base is kind of like wooden floor with blood all over it, which it's fine, man. It is what it is. It's got a crotch grabber there. Yeah, it's fine. It's not amazing, but they did spell the name wrong, Ash Williams. It said, and you just got a sticker that you put over the Ash Williams, which isn't the greatest way to fix that mess up, to be honest. It works, but you can see it's got, well, I don't know, actually you can't see, but it's just got two stickers on it, which not really solving the issue, really. And again, that's quite picky, but these pieces aren't cheap, man. So I think you've got to get picky when you're collecting 1/6 stuff because it's daft. But all in all, that base, it does the job. It's fine, man. Right, we'll go to the other accessories, which that is used on the stub if you don't put the chainsaw on the hand. Which again, that's a cool accessory, man. That's a really cool accessory. And then we'll look at the Kandarian dagger, which again is sculpted so good, man. See, there's plenty to like about this Asmus release. Like, the accessories are proper sick. The sculpt on that is so sick, man. And it's quite a soft, like rubber, so it's obviously not gonna break at all. That's really nice, man. They've done a really nice job there. The paint job on that spot on. Yeah, man, I've got no complaints whatsoever about that. I think that's really spot on. And we'll move to the boomstick, which again, man, just sculpted really nice, and you can actually open it up, which is cool. But yeah, man, they've got some good detail on that. Really nice. And then I'll go with the chainsaw next. Obviously, like I say, usually you pull that and that goes up and down, and it's really cool, man. But obviously, I had to glue mine when it turned up broke. So mine's just static. I think the issue with the chainsaw, yeah, I can see it's wobbly as hell, man. The issue with the chainsaw is that's diecast, which diecast is a great like option, but it's very heavy. So what happened is I was posing it, but actually I weren't, because it comes straight out the box, so it's not even a posing issue. But if I was to pose that with the arm down, like, the blade just fell off instantly. So there was no really way to do it. But like, the little movement aside, because let's be honest, it's a nice touch, but no one's going to use it. The blood isn't too obvious. I don't think the blood detail is that great on this, to be honest, because it just looks black. It is there on the blade, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really see it too much there. It looks better in that light, I guess, but yeah, you've got that. And then it just connects to the hand there. But yeah, man, there's some nice detail, definitely. It is a nice piece, but yeah, I just think diecast was the wrong shout for this, to be honest. As much as, like I say, diecast is a good shout because it just feels more quality, obviously, and to have real metal stuff, it's kind of like, it's a good thing to have, but especially with something that's going to be hanging down, like, it's got to be able to hold the weight, and the connection in there when I had to glue it was like a tiny little piece of plastic, so it was never going to work out. But I don't think it looks too bad, though. I think it's pretty cool, man. I think that's a nice chainsaw, and I've saved the best till last because you got that, which is a really nice sculpt. Um, Obviously you've got that there, but it's actually got pages in it, which is nuts, man. And every page has got the artwork on. Like, look at that, dude. That is incredible. Really nice, man. And there's so much art. That's so cool, man. Look at that. Deadlight Ash and Evil Ed. So sick, man. You've got plenty. Yeah, really nice, that. And that's like a rubber. So yeah, man, that's spot on. I think that's the best thing about this piece, to be honest. I was blown away with the fact he's actually put artwork on the pages as well. It just looks so good. But the sculpt is perfect as well, man. They've absolutely nailed that. That's a phenomenal accessory. Right, we'll look at head sculpts. And this is the Asmus one, which I just don't see it at all, man. I think that looks so cartoony. It's like a stylized version of Ash. I don't like it at all, man. Yeah, I think the blood work just looks pretty poor. Um, yeah, it's not my favourite. you can kind of see it on an angle, but straight on, I don't think that's Ash Williams personally, man. That's not Bruce Campbell. Yeah, I don't know. Now, this is the Sideshow recast I was talking about, and I think personally that is Ash Williams, man. I think that's such a better representation of Ash. It doesn't look like a stylized version. I think it looks more realistic, especially from like them angles. I just see Ash more in that personally. I keep saying recast. I'm pretty sure it was a recast. It was cheap enough to be a recast, and I think they have more than one available. So there's no way you're getting a legit Sideshow sculpt for that price. So I'm going to say it was. Yeah, I think I am right in saying it's a recast. Like, but yeah, man, like I think that's a much better version of Ash personally. I think even the detail is better on that, and that's like a cheap paint job. Like I say, that was just a cheap eBay pickup. So I don't know, man. To me personally, there's no excuse for Asmus not to be able to compete with that. Like I just think that head sculpt I prefer, and it makes the figure worth picking up. If you can pick up the Sideshow sculpt, I think this then becomes worth picking up because that's the only reason I actually decided to get the regular, just because if you swap the head sculpt out, there's enough there with the accessories and stuff for it to be worth picking up. But yeah, man, I think that's a great sculpt, to be honest. Right, and this is the figure itself, which I'm going to use the Asmus head sculpt just because that is obviously the head sculpt that comes on the figure. So I won't use the Sideshow sculpt until the end, and I'll show you with both on, and then that way you can see how much better it looks, or decide if the Asmus one looks better. But yeah, man, I think even the tailoring and stuff looks pretty good, man. I don't think it's called a sheath. That's a blade in it, but either way, you can put your shotgun in there. Um, yeah, the little hook to start the chainsaw, which is cool, man. That's so sick. Um, you get double jointed elbows, which is cool, man. And to be honest, I don't think the body feels too bad on this. I think this is actually a pretty good body, to be honest. It doesn't feel too flimsy. And I think the tailoring is fairly good on this. Yeah, when I picked this up, I did think it come with the second shirt because the deluxe comes with a ripped shirt, and that version of Ash looks sick, man. But obviously that was only with the deluxe, so I was kind of disappointed because I would have had him with the ripped shirt, and I think that's more of an Army of Darkness look, to be honest, which I fucking hate Army of Darkness as a film. It's terrible. But I do like that look of Ash. Um, so yeah, I was kind of disappointed, but if that's something I wanted to do, which I don't think I will, but obviously I could just rip the shirt myself, so it's not a deal breaker by any means. And then you've got some nice tears in the pants there, some nice like weathering, especially on the shirt. The shirt's nice and filthy, really, which is cool, man. I think the shirt's dirty enough. And you've got there your boots there, nice sculpt on them. There we go. You've got shirt with that looks cool, man. It kind of looks like there's mud caught on the tread of the boots, which is cool, man. But yeah, I don't think that's too bad, to be honest, man. I think all in all, that's definitely worth picking up. What I'll do is I'll pose them up and come back and outro the figure. But yeah, right. So that's them all posed up anyway. I'll get some close-ups, but yeah, man, I don't think that's too bad, to be honest. I think it's like I say, it's a fairly good representation of Ash. So I'll get some close-ups of this, and then I'll do the same pose with the other head sculpt, and you can see which one you prefer. I definitely prefer the Sideshow recast. I think it's much better, to be honest. Um, right, and here is the Sideshow recast, which that makes the world of difference for me. I think that is far superior. Do you know what it is as well? It's a wider sculpt, so it even makes the neck look much better. Because on the Asmus release, it looks like the neck's too fat for the Asmus head sculpt, whereas that's a bit thicker. So I think that just looks more in proportion as well. And it definitely looks more realistic because it's not, like I've said it about 3 times now, but it's not a stylized version at all. So yeah, man, I think that's a much better sculpt than that, which there doesn't look too bad actually. But I don't know, man. Once it's all on the figure, I just don't think it is Ash, man. I just don't. It's a decent head sculpt, but yeah, it's weird. It kind of looks like a game. It's mad, but that's definitely the sculpt for me, man. Much, much better. Right, so that was the Asmus Toys Ash Williams from Evil Dead 2. And all in all, I think that release is very middle of the road. It's not the worst release. It's not the best. I think once you add the sideshow sculpt to it, which again, mine's a recast, which isn't the greatest thing in the world, supporting recast, like I'm aware of that, but it was just a cheap eBay pickup, and it's done the job. To be fair, it doesn't look too bad. I think it looks much better than the Asmus head sculpt because that's just so cartoony, I think. And especially if you were around and you've seen the prototype that Asmus put out, it's ridiculous. It's like they clearly oversold what they were capable of because I haven't seen an Asmus release actually look that good. So I don't think they were capable of something that good, to be fair. But I wasn't aware of Asmus when I pre-ordered this. I just got excited and pre-ordered it, and yeah, that was kind of a mistake. But yeah, it's so. It's good enough for how much I like the Evil Dead series, which I'm not the biggest Evil Dead fan, to be fair. But Ash is an icon, obviously, and he's a cool character, man, and it's a cool enough figure. But yeah, nice one for checking the video out. If you did enjoy it, like it, subscribe to the channel, share it around. That'd be massively appreciated. And I'll see you next time.